he has performed. We've not lost a game. We've conceded fewer goals than anybody else apart from Spain, who Spain played 2 games less than us. We've scored more goals bar 1, who was Germany, who had 2 easier games on paper than us.
If I've got the stats right, I heard at the beginning of the game on Friday night that at that point we played 12, won 6, drew 6. So we've now ended up winning 8, drawing 6, obviously. Yeah.
Under Rodson.
It's not bad.
I think
he's a bit boring at times, and he does tend to naturally go on the defensive. But I think these last 2 games, because he knew we had to win, I think he's let the boys off the leash a little bit. And was Andros Townsend.
But don't you think that was a touch of genius going 4-3-3 in 2 very important games?
Yeah.
Where a lot of managers have always stuck with 4-4-2.
Yeah.
Or I remember Capello going to a defensive 5-3-2, which wasn't really 5-3-2. It was more like 5-5 end chat. But I think Hodgson has actually done something that we've never had before.
I think he's brilliant.
Yeah. And to be fair, he said the other day, obviously just after it, he said, "This is what I've been building up to," and obviously we have been closing the ball down. And even though we have played so well in the last 2 games, you know, that's basically been his dream since the start, and it's just getting people used to playing in their role.
Let's not get carried away. We are not going to win the World Cup in Brazil. We are not.
Never say never.
We are not.
If we get to the quarter-finals, that's an achievement.
We are not going to win the World Cup
at the moment, we stick a better chance than Portugal.
I'll play devil's advocate and say nobody fancies us to win the World Cup, but it's competition.
Listen,
what I would say that when the draw is made on the 6th of December, there's going to be a lot of teams going, oh no,
I don't want them
we're in England's group.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, go on mate.
We're not seeded,
go nearer.
We're not seeded, are we?
No, we're not.
No, right,
there's a chance that we could be in Brazil's group.
I'm going to come to that now, because you do realise that we're in 10th in the FIFA rankings.
Yes.
1 above Brazil.
Which means that we will not be seeded.
I've looked at that England side with all the youth, with the likes of Leighton Baines and Townsend. I think Andros Townsend, where the hell has he come from? Jesus, Atty will tell us.
But there's another 2 or 3 that could break into the side.
There is.
The other thing
I think that side is hell of a side.
The other thing I'd like to put out there, does Leighton Baines deserve to be in front of Ashley Cole?
He does now. Yeah. Yes, he does.
I mean, Ashley Cole is the best defender in the world.
Yeah, Leighton Baines can't defend like him, but he defends well and he attacks well.
Hang on a minute, am I the only one that thinks?
Probably.
Why not play Ashley Cole and then play Baines just in front of him?
We've been saying that about Johnson for years.
Yeah, if you play 4-3-3, you can't play Baines in front of Cole because it will not work.
The other thing you've got to think of is that, right, you've got 2 players at the top of the game. Ashley Cole, brilliant player. Leighton Baines, brilliant player. What you don't want is to run the risk of one of them getting injured in a game, or both of them, and then you need one of them on the bench. You need some cover. You've got to always think of cover.
Exactly right. To take both of those 2 to a World Cup, how gifted. We've always argued, I wish we'd have had George Best playing for us, wish we'd have had Gareth Bale, wish we'd have had Giggs. We have now got certain players that can cover certain positions which we've never had before. We've always had one good player and then a mediocre.
Do you want me to tell you the rankings? Sorry, go on, Paul.
It's a bit like the Villa. All this cover all of a sudden, it's a bit like watching the Villa.
No, it's not.
The FIFA World Rankings, the top 10, while we're on the subject, otherwise we'll forget and we won't bother doing it, are number 1, obviously, Spain, 2, Germany, 3, Argentina, pretty standard, 4, Colombia, 5, Belgium.
Yeah, that's
right.
Belgium.
They got a good side, but now they're in the top 5.
I will stick my neck out here now.
Did they not qualify for the Euros last time round?
I will stick my neck out now and say Belgium will not win the World Cup this year, but I'll have any amount of money. They will get to the final of the European Championships 2 years later.
Belgium.
Yes.
We're not talking about then. We're talking about now, and we're talking about the top 10.
Yeah, but look at their side, man.
Great side. Benteke,
Do you realise
Company.
they'd won every game in their
Lukaku,
competition?
Yeah, Lukaku.
Dembele, Tonga.
The Manchester. Oh no, he said no, didn't he?
But
Joe Jazz.
Yeah, Josaz. We can't pronounce his name on this show.
and it
I
Japsai.
tried. Japsai.
It is. It's Japsai.
I don't think it is, man.
Jackside.
Or it's Janjai.
Anyway.
Yep, Stam. That's the wrong era.
Yap Stam, there's a good player.
No, it's
He was Dutch.
It's Janjai. But the only way I can remember it is calling him
Wasn't that a
Janjai.
film?
Keep knocking down. You got Morales. You've got.
Yeah, great player,
Who's
Morales.
the lad who plays at Chelsea when Oscar's
Kevin De
cropped?
De Bruyne.
Oh, you got.
Oh,
De Bruyne.
Hazard.
Hazard. He
Yeah.
does it. You look through the team. Belgium.
They have.
It's
Yeah.
like a Christmas tree.
They are
gifts everywhere. you
They
know?
are the new
And for
Holland.
Fellaini. Yeah, there's
They,
another one.
they are the new Holland. They're the 21st century Holland.
I said Vertonghen, but I might be wrong. Is Vermaelen also Belgian or is he Dutch?
No, he's Dutch, I think.
He's Belgium.
Is
There you
he?
go. Then there's another one.
I'll hold my hands up.
Your knowledge of geography is
That's
not very
absolute
good, is it?
rubbish. My knowledge of footballers is a bit
No,
different to the fact that I don't know where Babsy is.
Geography.
You know what I mean? I know, but listen, I played Championship Manager for years. I pretty much know where these players come from.
Who's the Belgian goalkeeper then?
He's the
Well, last
on
night
loan from
it,
Chelsea.
it was Mignolet last night, but the main guy is I read it in the paper today.
Yeah.
His name. But Mignolet's not the first choice anyway.
Mignolet will be the first choice when they get to
Eventually,
Brazil.
yeah. Yeah, but who is their number one?
Yeah.
Can anyone email us in?
Courtois.
Courtois.
Thing is,
On loan
Jim
from Chelsea.
McQueen and Chelsea Finn aren't listening, are they?
Fantastic Real Madrid.
Yeah.
So,
Chelsea.
Anyway, where were we? Number 5, Belgium. Number 6, Uruguay. I can kind of go with that. 7, Switzerland. But,
Yeah, but
these
Uruguay's in the playoffs.
they are
Uruguay
against
in the
Jordan.
playoffs against
They've
Jordan.
drawn Jordan or somebody like that.
So alright, so Uruguay going to the World Cup. Switzerland, the reason they are where they are, again reading the paper today, is because they've gone something like their last 20 games, they've gone unbeaten. So they're going to make the rankings.
Do you know the worst part about
I
it?
thought it was because they kept sitting on the fence.
Do you know the worst part about it? Switzerland would not be anywhere near the world rankings if it wasn't for a certain Roy Hodgson.
Yes?
No, I don't know about that.
It was.
It was.
It was
He-
because
he-
Switzerland had never got anywhere near a competition.
And he
Yeah, but that
took
was decades ago.
No, when?
He put the infrastructure in, you prat.
Yeah?
I think you're off your
Be a
trolley.
break. Well, I'm not off me, Charlie. I'm not. Yeah, go on.
You're barking, mate. You're barking.
This is great radio. I'm now dealing in cans. And anyway, number 8, Netherlands. I'm just looking at this, thinking why. Number 8 Netherlands, and then number 8 Italy. Number 8 Netherlands, number 9 Italy, number 10 England, and number 11 Brazil. And I've only put 11 there
Where
because
was
Brazil
Germany?
were
Was Germany number one?
Second.
number 2, Spain obviously
How
number
many
1.
groups did they tell you? Is it 8 groups? So it's only the top 8 seeds, isn't it?
Well,
Yeah.
England could face, and I can tell you now.
You've got 8 seeds, sorry. Because Kunal
Oh,
What's wrong with Cornell's arse?
asked.
well, I haven't looked.
We'll have a look in a little
Yeah.
bit.
Ooh.
Brazil doesn't need to be seeded because they're the
Oh, they're
hosts.
the home, yeah. they're the
So
home.
then you go that there's 8 seeds, but that may not work out. There may only be 7 seeds depending on septic bladder if you change the goalpost at the last minute.
Exactly.
He can't change the goalpost now because they've got goal line technology in them.
That's true. It'd be difficult. Anyway, we could end up playing somebody like Brazil, Spain, Germany, Argentina, Colombia, Belgium, or Switzerland,
Do you know what?
or either Uruguay or the Netherlands when the draw is made on the 6th of December 2013.
I made a comment on Tuesday, right, and I stick with it by the World Cup as well, which is, I hope we draw some decent teams because
Yeah.
I didn't want Poland to turn up on Tuesday and roll over. I didn't want any
No,
excuses about
no.
they didn't play. I'd rather they played the game they did and we had to
Yeah.
play well to beat them. And I want us to carry that ethos into Brazil
If we're not
and take on all comers.
if we're not good enough to beat anyone, then
I-
we're not good enough to progress in the
Exactly.
in the
I would
competition.
rather
anyway.
go out to somebody like Brazil, because it's possible that we could end up with Brazil, Uruguay, or Ukraine, and another
Did we
team.
beat Brazil last time we played them?
Not Ukraine, Colombia.
Yeah, we did.
No, you could still have
Yeah, we
Ukraine.
did.
If
Well, I've
you-
just listed the teams.
If you could have, no, you listed the teams that are in the top 8.
Right.
It's possible because they're in pools, because they're seeded in pools. So the first 8 come out.
Yeah.
So you're saying that we could play Argentina, Brazil.
Yeah.
You can't play Argentina and Brazil in the same group.
Right.
So it's one of those we will definitely be in with. And if we're in with Germany, so be it.
Yeah.
You know, if we're in with Brazil, Argentina, whoever it is, Spain, I don't give a monkeys. If we're then in with Colombia after that, or Paraguay, I don't think Paraguay made it.
Colombia,
did
yeah.
We drew Germany in the group stages in South Africa, didn't we? And if we hadn't been cheated out of it by that one goal of Lampard, we'd
Yeah,
have
that's
possibly
right.
got in a better performance.
That's
you know?
right. Oh, if that goal, but again, if always English,
Well, it was never
if
it.
that
Was
goal
it-
had
was
gone,
a goal. The
if that
referee
goal
was
had gone,
just
if that was given, it would have been a
No.
totally different game.
What
England
I'm-
were
what I'm
chomping at the
saying
bit when they.
is I would rather go into a group of death
Yes.
and then go into a group that they go, oh, this is easy, and then we don't qualify. I'd rather go out in a group of death and say, at least we gave it our all, we tried,
Yeah.
and we weren't good enough.
Yeah.
I would rather the guys have to realise from square one, from game one, you know, like you said, get some good teams in our group, make the old sphincter pucker a little bit and get them on their game straight away, knowing they can't, they've got to go out from the first game and just perform.
Barney.
We've got to, listen,
We have got a call, but I'm choking to death.
good evening, you're live on air, please do not swear.
Barney,
Evening, Joe. Hi. What's gravy? Gravy means good. That's good.
you mean you're
Yeah.
referring to my comment about being different gravy, Joe?
It's not Joe, by the way. It's Barney.
I thought it was Barney.
It wasn't in house. Basically, last week, Porky now, Joe rang up at the end and said, "Why did you keep cutting me off?"
Yeah, I was listening.
Yeah, and he said he's going to ring in, didn't he, Barn, next week, and he's going to pretend to be Barney and get himself a nice 10 minutes. Brilliant. Are you all right, Barn? What have you got to talk to us about, mate?
Barney,
No!
Barney must say what we're going to have to do, in all fairness to other people that phone in the show, we're going to cut you off in a minute
5 minute
and you're going to have to ring back in.
No, Barn.
1 point at a time, you line hog.
You what? Sorry, say that again, Barn. Yeah? Yeah. Yeah, no, do you know something, Barney? I grew up listening to Radio 5 Live, or was it Radio 2 back then?
Radio 2.
Yeah, and a Peter Jones on a freezing cold night, I'd be sat in my bedroom with the World Service on, boom, right? You can't say things like that, but yes.
Allegedly.
No, he was charged. He was charged.
Is Alan Green, he's a Liverpool fan, isn't he?
Yes, I think he's Irish. He's Irish.
Most biased commentator I've ever heard in my life. Anyway,
I can't listen to him.
I can't.
Jimmy Armfield.
He's quality.
Yeah. Listen, Alan, those two guys were brilliant.
Can you hear that?